For anyone who lives in the South like I do, we can actually grow citrus trees here. Behind me is a Persian lime. I also have a Meyer lemon, and then I have a calamansi that I grow. It's getting cold, so I've already taken them inside, but every year I take them inside and they do horrible. They hate it. They can't get enough light. They dry out. I'm gonna try making a self-watering pot. They needed a bigger space anyway. That's pretty big for that pot, so they need more space, so we're gonna give it to them. Here's what you're gonna need for this project. One of these rope-handled tubs at 17 gallons. I got this at Walmart. You can find them at Home Depot, Lowe's. I am on a budget, just like many of you. That's why I usually find low-budget items to use. A 3/4 inch pipe. I cut mine because I'm going to do a couple of these. You can cut it with a hacksaw, or if you have one of these handy-dandy little pipe tools. I actually find myself using this more often than you'd think. Pop it in there and crank it down, and it eventually will cut it. Handy little tool. This is optional because this was like another $2, so it will add extra. The reason I got this was to stick on top. I thought when I'm filling it with water that might act like a little bit of a funnel. And I'm gonna see if I can't get like a little cap or something I could put on there. You wanna have these be about the size of your bucket. So if you see the edge of my bucket there, this is just over the side. I'm using an old t-shirt because that's what I have. You could use a cotton rope. You basically wanna have this hanging down so that it can draw up some of the water. A pair of scissors for that too. And I'm using one of these party bins. This is also from Walmart. It was about $5. I looked around for all kinds of things to use. For the size, it is the most cost effective, and I think it's going to work for this project. These are a 5 pp. I gotta look up what that is. Polypropylene, maybe? This is used for putting drinks in, so I think it probably meant to be a safe material. BPA free. In case you're worried about that. You're also gonna need a drill. We're just gonna put a couple holes in this bucket. I also have one that is a 3/4 inch round so that we can make the hole for this. So take your bucket, upside down, find a spot somewhere kind of to the side. Take this kind of slow so you don't crack it. There we go. And this is just to give us some drainage. The throwaway pot, I'm using this to put underneath this as support. I'm afraid that if this gets too heavy, it could crack the center. So this is going to go in the middle of the bottom. It's not meant to really do a whole lot. It's just meant to give it some stability. Use this to measure 9/30 seconds. These are going to be drainage holes. And it's easier if you can put one hand on the back. Just make sure you're not getting your finger. You just want it about the size of this because if the water gets too high, you want it to be able to drain out of the pot. I'm gonna put one on each side just to be safe. Now we have 2 drainage holes. Put this in here. If you want to secure this, you can. I'm not going to. Put our tub with the holes in here. Got our pipe and our pipe fitting. If you really want to, you could probably get some pipe fittings to have it fit in that hole and kind of screw in. I'm not that worried about it. I'm going to cut a notch off the bottom of this. Don't want it sitting flat because the water won't get out. You could just drill a hole too. I'm doing this at an angle. That way, when it's sitting in the bucket, it's up. Take our t-shirt, cut a big thick strip. You really want either the soil or something touching the water so that it can wick it up. Now we have a nice long wick. Part of this is going to go in the big hole, put part of it down there. We're going to take advantage of the holes we already have. Okay, so it's not fancy. I'm just having a few areas where this can dip down into the water so the dirt doesn't fall through. I'm just taking a piece of the sleeve. I'm just going to kind of make a seal at the bottom. Push it down in a little if I can, so that the dirt doesn't fall through there. Hi, Granny, are you gonna help? Hi. Love me? Love you. Our soil medium to put in here. 1 bag of compost and manure, 1 cocoa coir brick, and perlite. Perlite's gonna give us drainage because citrus trees don't like to sit in a lot of water. So we're gonna use the perlite. You could use sand as well. This time I was very careful to make sure this is not one with Miracle-Gro in it. Yuck. I don't know why they put Miracle-Gro in perlite. I just never expected that. Oh, it's dusty. A little over half a bag of perlite. I just want to make sure it has good drainage. I may still add some sand at some point, but for now, I'm going to leave leave it as it is. Let's take out a portion here for now. And then we'll backfill. Ow. Yes, they have thorns. Be careful. Undo our roots a little down here. Keep pulling this up a little just because I want it on the top. I don't want to bury the stem. All right. And we'll fill this with some water.